This is Cutting Down the Nets. It is a top 5 college basketball day. Top 1 is obviously next Thursday, day 1 of the NCAA tournament. Top 2, day 2, Friday. But this, today, in the middle of conference tournaments, is probably top 5. I wouldn't go as far as to say top 3, but of the quote-unquote regular season, man, don't get much better than this. As for me, I'm doing, well, okay. So I'll share a little bit more on that. I've brought my volume down from last year, trying to be careful. I don't know if that's the reason or not. What I think the reason is, I suggest you do the same here. So I'm 360, 334 overall for 51.9%. When the game ends outside of a possession of the point spread, so if the point spread was 6 and the game ended at like 12, 15, or the other team winning, I'm winning 55.4% of those, which is right where I was last year. Now let's look at the ones that end within 3 points of the spread. Just getting crushed. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just bad luck or if there's something wrong with my process. So that's just hard to overcome. If I could even just get that to 50%, I'd be at like 54 for the year and certainly have more coins in my pocket. So one thing to keep in mind too, this is a good way to look at it. 2/3 of the time, if I play a game, I'm either winning that bet or that bet's going to come down to a possession. That's a pretty good spot to be in, if you ask me. So, all right. At the top, UAB and Rice. This is where Paddy, recent adjusted efficiencies, likes the UAB side. Shot quality favors the Rice side. These teams played twice in the regular season. UAB won by 18 and 29. It's a fast-paced game, so there should be enough possessions. If you followed me for a long time, you know I don't like to lay points. I don't like to lay lots of points. And this is a situation where you would have to lay lots of points. So I'll likely stay away from this one. I did play Cal State Fullerton as a pick'em just based on price. I think there are some better prices out there now. Not a big surprise. I mean, overall in the year, I'm gaining closing line value 53-ish% of the time. Neutral closing line value, another 30-ish%, whatever that is. And then I actually lose closing line value about 15% of the time. So it happens. Sometimes it's my fault and sometimes it just doesn't make sense. Like, all right, line's moving the other way. That's interesting. So in this case, Bernardo da Silva, game time decision with an ankle for Hawaii. If he plays, like, that doesn't change my opinion of this game, but certainly would be a bonus if he missed. So I'm on the Fullerton side there. Next up, Tulsa and Wichita State. So Tulsa has been losing a lot lately. I note here that they've played one game to single digits since mid-January. So sometimes when that's the case, it's like, all right, fresh start, conference tournament. Other times, it's like, man, we're done. We're 5-24 on the year. So recent efficiencies favor Wichita State, but that's a significant amount of points as well. Next game, Northern Illinois and Kent State. So the good for Northern Illinois is I believe they're at full strength. They played kind of their season finale at full strength, so should be good to go for this MAC tournament game. Normally, when you see all the data points aligned here as less than 12, it'd be a yellow game, one I have much more interest in. But there are some major concerns for turnovers and offensive rebounds. It's kind of, and I use MO, so to speak. So that gives me enough pause to make this at least orange, see what the line does, and likely stay away purely based on matchup and not data, which happens from time to time. Bama A&M and Southern. Bama A&M did sweep the season series, winning by 21 and 3. Both these teams are top 30 in turnovers forced and bottom 30 in turnovers given up. So it's just going to be super gross. Recent efficiencies favor Bama A&M. Recent shot quality more so on the southern side. That's why that game is orange. LSU Vandy. I've got the Paddy and the Paddy median on opposite sides of the line, so that's gray for me. TCU Kansas State. Two sides here. So I note that K-State's splits away from home are pretty jarring. Like they're a bad team. Not okay. All right, back up. They're not a bad team away from the octagon. They are a very good team at home, and they're a good team on road neutral sites. TCU can't get healthy, but now we got this like weird Eddie Lampkin news accusing Jamie Dixon of being a racist. Doesn't look like he's gonna play maybe anymore this year. Could all be rumor. I don't know. That seems like a mess. So both these are just kind of weird right now. So I haven't made a decision on that game, but yeah, I don't know where I'll go with that. Whew. North Carolina and Virginia. They split the season series. North Carolina doesn't seem to have a middle with their three-point offense. And what I mean by that is they are either really, really hot or really, really cold. So it makes them a very inconsistent team, which I think we've seen this year at times. I think overall their profile is right in line with what realistic preseason expectations were. But I'll just slide them over for a minute. What I'm talking about is they either go 3 for 18, 2 for 10, 3 for 17, 6 for 28, 5 for 27, or 15 for 33, 14 for 29, 15 for 31. Not many in the middle. So kind of a weird deal. I don't know what to do with them. Virginia certainly has not played well down the stretch. Shot quality still values them a little higher than their recent slide. But yeah, they haven't looked good either. I don't know. UVA hasn't shot the ball well in a month. Haven't made a decision there. Not sure what I'll do. La Tech, North Texas. Again, you have Paddy and Paddy median on opposite sides of the line. The median more in line here. I think Paddy's showing a little bit of a ceiling there for North Texas. Providence and UConn. Providence actually isn't that bad away from the dunk. But really, what's drawing this and making this a play and kind of muted by the median. There are times where the median makes sense. Like okay, this is a good indicator of future performance. But the last 4 games, opponents have shot 41 of 87 from three-point range against Providence, which is very against what they had done the whole year. So that could be a blip on the radar, but that's really going to ding their Paddy numbers. So likely not playing that game. Penn State and Illinois, again, you've got this kind of both halves type of thing. I do, I'm not going to bet that game. New Mexico, Utah State. Paddy says Utah State. Shot quality says New Mexico. I think this line opened around 2.5. I missed it. So now at 3.5, it's a little bit grosser. Not nearly as excited. So we'll see if we get some buyback. I don't know. Not sure what I want to do there. Ohio, Ball State. Welcome to the not sure what I want to do there theme of today. Both these teams struggled defensively. They shoot a lot of three-pointers. There are tiny edges across the board for Ohio. Not sure. Rutgers, Michigan. I'm kind of leaving this one alone. I lean Michigan. I'm not sure yet, but certainly a lean on the Michigan side, and we'll see what happens. West Virginia. This is why I have an algorithm, because my brain would just be like, oh yeah, Kansas will throttle West Virginia, and that's why I think this line could grow. I think it's hard for people to bet against Kansas from what we've seen this year, but recent efficiencies puts this much closer. Shot quality puts this much closer. So I'm on the West Virginia side. I'm just curious, maybe we can get a little more points there. Arizona State, USC, Shot quality likes Arizona State. Paddy likes USC. USC's had a couple outliers. Yeah, let's pass. Marist versus Quinnipiac. KenPom's 8 for the year. So I was hoping for a number closer to that, but they have shaded it down at 6.5. So I'm going to take a peek at that throughout the day and see if I can get something a little bigger, but I'm fine with the Marist side. Famous last words. Utah Tech, Southern Utah, kind of split here between shot quality and Paddy. There is a better line available here. I took a fishy line apparently. So Cal State Bakersfield, I didn't think it'd get bigger, so I made the play. But this is the slow team that forces turnovers. And when that happens, you can really, really cover big spreads. So 11.5 is a pretty big spread. I like a slow game where you can limit shot opportunities on the other side. Bakersfield does have an egregious offense, and UC Irvine a legit defense. So plenty of warts on the Bakersfield side, but I pulled the trigger. Now there's like 12.5s, and I mean, look at the data. That's what I do. Nova Creighton. Man, these Nova's been playing well, but Creighton been playing well as well. So -5. Gosh, I can almost pull the trigger. 2.5 points of value roughly. Give me 5.5, and I'll just bite. I don't know. It's about the same. Like, who cares? So both these teams look really strong right now. Poly and Santa Barbara, leaning the Poly side, slow-paced games, that helps, but UCSB is getting healthier. I'll just monitor that line, see if something goes up. Mark Madsen versus Billy Clyde. How about that? Put these guys in a cage match. So I think 7's too big, just kind of monitoring that one as well. Last night, flying blind. I didn't even run my stuff yet. I saw Iowa -1 with less juice than normal, like a 105, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do that, and then hopefully my data agrees tomorrow. Shot quality definitely agrees. Yeah, maybe Ohio State makes a run here, but God, just end it already. But hey, can we all thank Ohio State for getting Wisconsin out of our lives? Sorry, Wisconsin fans, but good God, done with that team. I'm allowed to tail as well. So data supported this, where all the data points are on the Wazoo side. But then this morning I saw that Jordan Majeski was also on the Wazoo side, and I'm like, done deal. I will play that as well. So this is what things look like for me now. I've played Fullerton, Bakersfield, Iowa, and Wazoo. Considering the rest of kind of the pile here, again, no surprise if you followed me that there's a lot of dogs here, but enjoy this top 5 college basketball day. Tomorrow will be good. A little less volume, but higher quality, closer matchups. Like, that's an elite day too. I would put that for sure in the top 10, maybe just behind today, just due to volume and these games happening all day. Next week, man, we'll dig in detail for every single game and hopefully pick the right side here at Cutting Down the Nets.